Hey, good evening. This is Jupiter Exile, and we're getting started up. Sit back down to more Dark Souls 3. I was feeling a little antsy since I made such good progress earlier today. Oh, I forgot to update my speakers. Is that? Nope, I gotta restart the game for that. And I need more light in the room, because this is spooky. Alright, so let me get that up. And I'll have to restart the game so that I can get sound in my headset. Alright, come on. Let's go. Kindly capture the game. Appreciate that a lot. Okay, there we go. And I'm planning to be online for about another maybe 3 hours running this. Less if I run out of patience, or just decide that I don't want to anymore. I'm just letting my mood take me where it goes right now. And we'll see if maybe some bosses get shredded along the way. That'd be super cool. And if I stop early, I'll be pivoting over to to watch Arcane. So I'm still pretty excited about that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I was still coming up here. And I'm certain I'm still crossing this tree. That feels intuitive. Like, I'm not sure how I could be expected to do something else. And I'm going to try going further past the spot that had those wolves. Which is over this way mostly. Past this lazy man. And it's up this route over here. Aren't you a surprising little guy? I was wondering if that wolf was about to launch himself off the cliff for a moment. Yeah, it looks like they enjoy running past me on the left. Yep, back at it with some more Dark Souls. I've been making such good progress that I really feel that I should keep at it. Right, there's the fellow who killed me before. Oh, there's nothing else over here. What? No way. This can't be a dead end. Maybe it's over this way that I need to go. Okay, yeah, this is probably it. Just jog past a couple of angry Vikings, and I'll come down here. There's the other tree I need to kick down. Off with ye. Okay, so I actually need to come from above, and then this is clearly where I'm going afterwards. And this is the underground place that I kind of remembered. Cool. And we've got some bug guys in here. It's really dark. Kind of catacomby, crypty thing. These guys don't do a lot of damage, but I wouldn't be surprised if they spit. Oh look, they spit. This is giving me the same bleed effect as the maggots from the earlier area. So I need to put the torch in my offhand as an option to pivot to. Okay, and it looks like some of them are one-shottable, but not all of them, so I cannot trust that they will be one-shot. Still keep two hands on the weapon. Yes, gonna take the elevator back up. and then I'll go across both of the logs. Online. Well, I am online, technically. Let's see. Yeah, I am technically online, but this is a no assistance run, strictly. It would invalidate the spirit of the challenge. Okay. Alright, let's start killing flies. Enough out of you. Quick sip. That's it for them. That projectile of theirs has a decent bit of distance. I'm glad that wasn't a grapple attack with that leap. Okay, I'm not sure how many more of these are going to get angry about me. These look distracted. I think this bit in the middle may fall if I step on that. Be wary of up. Oh, huh, look at that. Very Dark Souls. Yeah, come and get this. Oh, it's Dung Pie. You've wasted your time and now there's a monster on you. Oh no. I am online, so the phantom spirits of other players will sometimes display, but nobody will actually like show up to assist me. Okay, hearing all sorts of noises and things. Bonfire sounds nice. Yeah, I can read the messages of other players. I can see their corpses, their bloodstains, interact with those. While I was playing the Dark Souls 1 run, there was one point where I actually even saw a vagrant. I'm gonna set this as the new bonfire. Actually, wait, no, I'll have to rest at that and respawn the enemies if I do. So I'll just teleport to it if I die. A vagrant is a very rare creature in Dark Souls 1 that is spawned up if you leave items on the floor, or if you leave a lot of souls on the floor when you die. The vagrant will appear in somebody else's world who also happens to be online. Can I hit these guys through the floor? I can. It's very convenient. Doesn't look like there's a matching group over there. So I need to find out how to get down there without taking a lot of falling damage. It sounds pretty unpleasant. So we're just going to break out the torch so that we can see a bit more clearly. Oh, these things drop human pine resin. That's neat. Possibly useful if we wind up needing to do dark damage to something. You know, this guy staring and this message leads me to think maybe this is not a real wall. Here we go. It looks like this is the only, like, direct, safe way down. It is a pretty nasty area. Ow. The Vagrant can be challenging because it uses ranged attacks, but it's very rewarding if you kill it. You get a lot of souls. The thing that's most dangerous about it, I think, is that it's surprising. It shows up very, very rarely, so when it does appear, you're not going to expect it to be there, and it's not going to be part of the planned experience of the level. Nope, they got me. I'm going to have to be very methodical about how I clear this area, because we've got a lot of guys, and they're effective over a decent range. Let's get ready. I think these enemies are possibly very vulnerable to fire. A Vagrant? I've only seen one Vagrant when I was in the Dark Souls 1 run I was doing before, and I didn't engage with it. It was like off on a platform somewhere else that wasn't along where I was going, and once you die, they're gone. So I was, it showed up while I was doing boss attempts on Seath the Scaleless in the Crystal Caverns, on top of one of the illusory pathways. But that's just a happenstance thing that can happen when you're playing online. I did have a couple invaders show up while I was playing in Dark Souls 2. They weren't terribly rude people though. Each of them just kind of emoted and went on their way. It looks as though while these guys are flying, they might take counter hit damage, because they're dying a little bit faster sometimes, even though I'm not quite one-shotting them with these attacks. If my raw reinforced club was still set to fire, it might be one-shotting them. Okay, we're going to go with an extreme prejudice methodology, because I cannot tell which of these guys become aggressive. Oh, they actually do have a grapple attack. I just evaded it before successfully. Okay, I'm remembering now that the first time I did this, I managed to kill a few enemies ahead of time by getting them from above, and I'm forgetting to do that on these subsequent attempts. It's making this a bit more challenging. So we may have to hit and run out of the room a couple of times. Oh, got bogged down on something. Okay, there we go. I can hear a crystal lizard. Interesting. Where does this lead to? Huh. Let's see. That is possibly a very handy alternate passage to get to another area later. Hmm? Oh no, an invader is just, it's not a hacker. It's just part of the intended PvP mechanics of the game. Ah, that'll get me. Shoot. Ah. So the telegraph for that attack is their eyes glow red for a moment before they start spitting. And it's not like a sweep spray, it's right at you. Which is a bit different than my expectation from like what the hitbox looks like. I actually need to teleport over to the other bonfire. I can do this a lot more easily from the chapel. There's a special item in the game that allows you to invade somebody else's world, and you just show up as an enemy to them. If you beat them, you're able to get a special bonus. You just appear as kind of a red specter. There are several different types of invasions and ways of performing invasion. There's also different ways that the matchmaking works from game to game. In Dark Souls 2, the matchmaking is based on the total number of souls you've earned over the course of playing. In Dark Souls 3, it's based on your level and your most powerful upgraded weapon. In Dark Souls 1, it was only based on your level. So sometimes in Dark Souls 1, you could like upgrade your weapon far ahead and have a really distinct advantage. Okay. Oh. No, thank you. Nice. I think if I land on that bit of wood there, it might be safe. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I believe down there somewhere is a mechanism that I need to interact with. But I don't recall where the mechanism is. Nope, that's the way up, not the way down. I think the way down is on the opposite side, over here. Yeah, there's a couple guys down there. I don't remember if there's a fall damage reduction for landing a plummeting attack. You know, something else that I think I might like to try out here. This is always a fun trick. Oh, not subject to alluring skulls? Come on. Okay, half killed from black firebombs. That's noteworthy. I can go get more black firebombs if I want. I've also got some regular firebombs that are not nearly as good. Ugh, they make a disgusting sound, don't they? All sorts of slurpy noises all the time. We just had another 2 of them drop down. And they're already aggressive. Okay. Yeah, you can't turn all the way around while you're prepping that. Okay. That one's angry. This may also be a good area to use like kukris and things like that. Get some thrown attacks in. Let's see. If alluring skulls don't work here, let's try this. Checking for aggression. Okay, that took the 2 of them out. I've got another 2 who are angry. Something on the floor, like, made me stop moving for a moment. I don't know what. This pile of junk here makes a buzzing noise with all these flies around the rot. Oh, I can still hear a crystal lizard through here, but I killed the crystal lizard here. Oh, no, there's one here. Okay, a little more Twinkling Titanite. Using crystal lizards as an audio cue for a secret room is really cool. Gonna take out these guys so I can check out this item. Wilhelm's armor. That would be the armor set for the knight I killed earlier. Pretty cool. So I see we have some kind of a mechanism there. I think that's what I'm here to interact with. At least for now. Alright, there we go. That should change something up in the church, though I don't recall what. I have every certainty that Sister Frida's not going to appreciate this. Okay, I get the picture. This is moving out of the way. I don't think there's anything else going on there. Okay, a couple more bugs there. I can finally get this item in the middle, because if I die now, it's fine. It's a blood gem. Seems very appropriate, given, like, all this nonsense. Alright. I have utilized a great deal of violence and cleaned up a lot of this area. Okay, this is where that secret room is. I'm going to check around a bit, see if maybe there are some other secrets. No? You angry that I hit a wall? Get out of here. Doesn't seem like there's anything else along these walls. Nope, nothing there. Just a few more fly creatures that are alive. Okay, that's all dealt with then. Okay, so we're not going to be using these for a while. Go away. And now we cross across the way. So we can go on up into... Yeah, there's the mechanism. The other side of it. This should be the staircase, right? Here we go. Okay. I could go somewhere and spend these 20,000 souls. I'm not going to get anything important. So, I'm just going to move right along. Okay. Yeah, so, what do you think of this?
Leave us be, Ashen One. Sweep all thought of us from thy mind.
That is a different cadence than what she was speaking earlier for that line. She's more stern now. And the painter's relocated.
Thou art Ash. Thou hast a pact made with Uncle Gail, so I wish to tell thee all. Behold its size. This is my canvas. It's to be a cold, dark, and very gentle place. But first, I must see flame. I wish to paint a picture of a cold one day. It will make someone a goodly home. That's why I must see flame. I wish to paint of one day. That's why.
I can't recall everything about how this works, but I think you can shortcut something here by just burning her.
Flame flickering once again, not enough blood yet shed. My flail, Frida, what stops thine ears, please?
I believe this brings us to a boss fight. Who might you be?
Bring Frida to me, please. Canst thou not see the flame flickering once again?
This looks similar to the Lord Vessel.
Blood surge. I can see it, feel it.
One of the few times we are going to see the character's face.
We have no need of thy flail. 'Tis only the flame quivering at misguided ash. Please avert thine eyes. I will snuff out these ashes for good.
And this is the vaunted boss of the Ashes of Ariandel expansion. I don't know what Sister Frida does. I've never fought her. I know she has some phases, and I think that this ends with fighting the two of them. Ow, that ice explosion's nasty. Ah, okay. I should have expected that from an opponent in the painted world. Okay, she staggers pretty readily in this phase. Ah!
Return from whence thou camest.
Okay, that's tricky.
For that is thy place of belonging.
It's got to be a trick to track her. Maybe the... I'm looking for footprints in the snow. That may not be the best way of detecting her when she pulls that trick. Also, I have no idea how effective this weapon is against her. I should probably check out her weakness profile. And I'll do that after another couple attempts. This is just fun. I just like this part of the fight. Nope. Dodge was late. Yeah, you wouldn't let me heal that close. Ah, she can step forward further at that. Okay. That was a lot sloppier. My first showing looked good. But she has more health bars than this. I think we're going to have to get through like 3 different health bars to win this fight. And yeah, I'm fairly certain lightning is not the most effective tool against her. It's probably fire. Ah, delayed attack.
Thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
She might also be parryable, at least in this phase. But I don't think I care to learn the method. I love that the bonfire's right here, and I can just work at this and kind of just figure it out for a bit. I just want to enjoy this fight for a while before I try to optimize it. Okay, she's backstabbable. I think I need to be ready to fight her in the snow when she does this. Okay, there was a little bit of... So her last couple steps before she performs the attack are visible. I have no idea where she's moving or doing anything, because I'm definitely not getting footsteps in the snow. It does make me feel as though aggression is the way forward for this boss. It would be better not to give her this. Now, if she has an invisible step in her next couple phases, that could be very problematic. That was the backstab positioning, but she didn't let me have it.
Return
Yeah.
from whence thou camest,
That delayed double
for
cut is
that
pretty
is
rough.
thy place of belonging.
Now, yeah, I don't think there's any real possibility I'm going to get the backstab on her. She's moving around enough that I'm not, it's not putting her into hit stun at the start of the backstab like it does for an ordinary opponent. I need to hit confirm the swing for it to actually put her into a backstab. And that, I don't see that happening.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Yeah, this first phase is very honest. It's a very honest fight. And I'm honestly a level 1 character, so it's tough. I might fare better with the raw Astora straight sword. Let me try that for a bit. So with that, we can remove the Hunter's Ring for the Priestess Ring, and change the Knight's Ring out as well for the Flynn's Ring. And we don't honestly need the torch. We'll wield this in 2 hands for now. If I wanted to try a parrying strat, I would equip something else in the other hand. Well, put a shield on.
Return from whence thou camest,
Oh, that was
for
fast.
that is thy place of belonging.
I need to speed myself up. Man, it's so wild that my first attempt, I got the first phase down to like 25%. Maybe not that low. Maybe it was like 40%. And now I'm getting shredded almost immediately, most attempts.
Return from
Oh,
whence
huh.
thou camest, for that is
I only
thy
got hit by
place of
1 cut
belonging.
and it killed me. I think I accidentally went into a sprint and might have taken counter damage. I think sprinting makes you take counter damage. I don't know. So the deal breaker for this weapon compared to the other is is how much I hit stun her. I can hit stun her very readily with this weapon.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is
Okay.
thy place of belonging.
Oh, am I taking too much damage because I'm not using as many stat augmenting rings now? Huh. That's different. Okay. Let's see. Now, it's true that Frost is a damage type, but we don't usually guard against it to an important extent. We're not going to do better than the Archdeacon skirt. She's going to be doing, I believe, Slash and Frost. These are generally not different to an important extent. Is if that if that second hit of the spinning cut is a one-shot on me, that's going to be really tricky. Because it's not a slow move.
From whence thou camest,
I'm buffering too much.
that is thy place of belonging.
If I miss a dodge because I dodge too late, it's very common for me to like input a buffered dodge into the next thing and just get wrecked. So I need to not do that. Let me actually try checking on some like parry possibilities. And yet again, we're going to be testing to see if putting two hands on the weapon is necessary for staggering. Well, there's a parry. She'll probably go invisible soon. Or not. That's fine too. There she goes. She's over there. Ah!
Return from whence thou camest.
That's very hard to deal
that
with.
is thy place of belonging.
Okay, so I can be aggressive with her to a really good extent and just try to keep her in hit stun a lot. I'm certain she'll like develop a poise thing and then do a get off me attack if I press it too hard, but I don't know how far that goes. It's also possible, if she's vulnerable to bleed, I might have a good setup based on like the bandit's knife or something like that. Yeah, so many nervous dodges.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
We're gonna hear that line a lot until I figure this out. Even just the basic rhythm of the fight is tricky. There's a lot of the enemies who mess you up this late in the game. You've got like Artorias and things like that. Artorias is swinging around a two-handed sword. He's not that fast. This is pretty fast. Well, it's fast and not fast. Yeah, went for a parry, but it was just like, it was just out of nowhere. Her attacks are fast enough that, like, I think I'd have to read it for a parry, and that means I can misread very easily. I'm not going to get a parry cold. I need to understand what is going to happen. And she doesn't have a lot of telegraphs that happen before she actually swings. She has a few, but her other stuff is quick enough that you get jittery about dodging her fast attacks, and then you get hit by a delayed one. Which is just like the 101 of getting wrecked. Ah!
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
I feel like a spellcaster would have a good answer to that, and I have no idea what to do about it. I think the answer is just to stay on top of her more. I just need to be more aggressive. Subscribing, you need to have Prime for it, I think, or like you need to have Twitch Prime to sub, or you need to like buy subs. I don't know how it works. I think I may not be eligible for subs because I'm not an affiliate. So I'll need to get up to yeah, you have to be at least an affiliate to receive subs. So I need to get up to 3 viewers concurrently. on average. I'm currently at 2.5. And it's over a 30-day period. So yeah, if I hit affiliate, I can accept subs, I can do channel points. We got another buddy who streams, so I'll probably trade subs with him for one.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Okay. I think my loose game plan here is I need to just attack her pretty relentlessly and stun her through. And just rely on the hit stun. So that I'm not taking hits. But if we happen to trade, or if my attack comes out slower than hers, or she just beats me on reach, I need to figure out how to compensate. Ouch. Also, I can't walk back into that. Okay. There is a slide of the scythe along the ice that precedes her appearance. I cannot react visually to her. I need to react to the last part of the audio cue. There's like several parts to this audio cue. If I can discern what direction it's coming from, then I might be able to preemptively attack in the direction that she's coming from. That was way too early, and I'm dead.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Whew.
Return from whence thou camest,
I don't believe that attack is a
thy
one-shot.
place of belonging.
It's so rough. And that's a one-shot with the Lloyd shield ring. Because that's a well-covered attack too. Her first sweep means that I can't preemptively strike the second sweep. I don't think I can fit between and parry either. I think I need to be closer to her to make the parry happen.
Return from whence thou camest,
I tried to just
for
walk
that
up and
is
parry
thy
there.
place
Didn't
of
get it.
belonging.
Alright. Yeah, she's not willing to step back or move away once she does the scythe readied stance. And she has plenty of attacks coming out of the scythe readied stance. Got it!
Return from
Ah,
for that is thy place of belonging.
Well, I dodged the instant kill stealth move. I mean, it's an instant kill because I'm on SL1. On a standard run, it's not an instant kill. But I dodged it once so far. Ugh. So that's something. It's a start. Gotta start somewhere. Ah, I was just a little shallow.
For that is thy place of belonging.
Yeah, weapon reach is big here.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Yeah, it's having to plan around that delayed attack and the double spin attack. The two of those together feel like they're locking me down in a really wild game. You have 3 accounts?
Return
Ah, it's
from
too
whence
early
thou
again.
camest, for that is
Oh,
thy
okay.
place of belonging.
It's just the MSN and the MSM, so it's just 2 accounts. Yeah, it's still the delayed secondary slash it's getting me. It might be that after getting hit, my better option is just to spam attack instead of spamming dodge. Okay, she actually did a 3-hitter there. I was about to go for the parry on it too, but I hesitated. Okay. So, yeah, I think I need to use dodging stabs more often. Because I can, instead of focusing on dodging her full string, I can focus on taking her out of the attack between steps of the string. Because she has a uniquely low stagger threshold. Most bosses just won't stagger for this kind of setups, so I don't learn to do them. Yeah, the first cue there, audio-wise, is when she starts moving towards me for the attack, and then there's another subsequent cue of scraping the scythe across the ground. There's not a big delay between those two. I'm trying to make a guess when I hear the jump after the vanish of where the jump is putting her, because I think I might be able to knock her out. But I think I'm not judging the jump direction because she's got a side jump and a back jump.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
So I feel like that wasn't killing me when I was using the other weapon, so I'm going to try changing the weapon back. And the reason why that might be is because the other set of gear I was wielding basically makes my character count as though he's 5 levels higher. So we're going to go back to trying this. Remove this. We don't need it. Nope, that's still a one-shot.
For that is
So I
thy
had her
place of
bodied for a
belonging.
while until I ran out of stamina, and then like, well, I have to get a dodge right. And I got the dodge wrong. But yeah, it's not about the gear. She's one-shotting me just the same with this setup, so alright. I'm gonna try one or two more times, then I'm gonna start checking her resistances and like actually plotting about this instead of just throwing myself at it. And certainly, even if I had plotted from the start, I'd have to throw myself at it to learn certain timings. It's barely outside of several of these. Oh, she's jumping over behind me. Didn't have it right. That's why I wasn't getting it right.
Is thy place of belonging.
Also, I think her stealth might be based on distance. I think if I'm close to her at any point while she's hopping around, I'll be able to see her. But I think her first hop is probably always the same, and I think she's jumping over me every time she vanishes, which is new information. Again, I've died that way like 7 times now.
Is thy place of belonging.
Okay. So I know that strategically here I need to be pretty aggressive. I am thinking that maybe a bleed strat is the way to go. Typically, you know, creatures who still look alive are fairly vulnerable to bleeding. No, that time she definitely only jumped to the side. Got her. Deadly guessing game. Nope, that was too early again. Yeah, it's the only reason I didn't die sooner in that attempt is because it took her a long time to do that particular double attack. Yeah, swapping off of the raw Astora straight sword is taking me away from the option of doing a quick stab to try and get her out of those strings. Let's see. Oh, if anybody in the chat happens to already know, like, the boss's vulnerabilities or ideal weapons for an SL1, just let me know. I don't see research as backseating. I still have to execute the whole dang thing, which is hard enough. Let's see. Either way, I don't think the dagger is going to be viable, so we're not going for the bandit's knife. Just because of the reach difference is going to be too hard to land hits with. Yeah, the thing is, she has a fast follow-up, so I generally feel a need to react as though she's going to do the fast follow-up. And then anytime she doesn't do the fast follow-up, I die immediately. Is there a better way to plan around that? I mean, if I dodge out of her first set of attacks, then I can just dodge out and I might not get hit. But if I'm dodging out, how am I going to land hits afterwards? We just have to wait for her to give me a bigger opening? She doesn't have that much health bar, actually. So maybe that's the answer.
From whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
I thought I would be able to backpedal out first. Before I took that on the noggin. Okay, so definitely one of the better vulnerability options is I can try and go after her kind of fade back jump in string with the ice on the floor. That's a solid opening. I can try to get at her after she's done the what's it called? After she's done the invisible thing. Because if I find her, that's a really good opening. That's nice and lucky. That's over. Got a hit there. Oh, right. It's a side leap. Ah, man, I screwed up like just did two little mistakes there, but I was almost able to see the next phase. So, okay, I have a pretty honest understanding now of the first phase, I think. So I can make some adjustments depending on what my ideal weapon is, because I don't think it's this axe, at least not for this phase immediately. This, for all I know, this axe is ideal in the second phase, because I'm pretty sure I have to fight both of these goons.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place.
I got intimidated. That'll get you bodied. Gotta watch out for that. I haven't resorted to toxin strats into any enemies in the game yet. I don't know if it's viable on any of the enemies from here on out. It'd have to be something with a lot of health for a toxin strat to feel meaningful. Or an enemy that I could easily get away from and avoid. I have to remember she does the burst after that. That one just has a limited range. She's here-ish. Here. Stamina, please. Thank you. I couldn't quite get away from that. It was tricky. Stamina management's certainly a trick. Okay, I'm going to take a moment now to do a little research. And this is not going to be on the stream, so I'm just going to try and talk at you while you're at it. If you while I'm at it, if you have any questions or anything to go over, I'd gladly chatter back and forth. What's everybody up to today? Let's see. She does slash or magic. So if I've essentially decided tomorrow I'll be booting up the Rift Breaker, or was it the no? It's the Rift Walker. She's actually most vulnerable to strike damage type. If that's the best we're gonna do. Let's see if we can get anywhere with the reinforced club. I think the lack of reach on this weapon might give us a tougher time, but the bleed proc might help. So we'll see. We'll get a little bit more attack out of the Flynn's ring. Let's go. Yeah, if you haven't seen anything about the Riftwalker, I might recommend checking out the trailer. Looks pretty cool, if you can find the actual trailer. They have some of these that are gameplay trailers that are like stupid long. It's like, who was in marketing who let this happen? Oh, that might kill me? Nope, good. Knock her out of that setup. It's behind me. She did a big front step. She can move a lot during that particular setup. I'm understanding a bit more about the fight though, and how to cheese her a little bit. What I need to do, if I bop her on the noggin, half the time she'll move back. I just need to bop her once, then follow her, then bop her again. And I can kind of sometimes chain her on that. If she has a stun condition or anything like that, I should be able to find it. Slurp. I ran out of stamina, so I needed to let her get off an attack. Yeah. Now, be mindful. This is the first phase. This is a 3-phase boss. I have not beaten the first phase at all in any of these attempts. And I think that it's going to be a fight where she can I can be one-shot during any phase of this boss fight. So it's going to be tricky, for sure. I would like to get to see the third phase so that I can understand a bit more of what I'm going to have to deal with. My guess, honestly, is that the third phase is probably going to be fairly similar to the first phase, but with fire, and she's not going to be hit stunned as easily. And that would be enough to make this a really, really challenging boss. Because I'm very reliant on this hit stun to get extra mileage in the first phase. That being said, she is getting me into loops where running out of stamina is killing me. Because I get loops where I can just keep attacking her over and over, and then my stamina runs out, and I die. What do you got? What do you want to do? She wanted to do that. She was keen on it. Nope, that's delayed. I did the early dodge again. Yeah, it's a difficult choice anytime I have her in a like pinned situation or a hit stun situation, how much to try to extend it versus resetting neutral. Because if she chooses to retaliate suddenly, I could get completely messed up. Oh my goodness, I'm alive. How surprising. I take at least 2 attacks anytime I catch her out of stealth. Okay, I can't walk out of that. I do need a dodge. That's up. Up. Do a leap at me or something. I know you'd like to. It's been a long time.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
I don't believe that is a one-shot for how fast it happens. That's what I get for being passive for a single second. Let's see, is there anything in particular she's doing that's predictable? There's maybe one attack she's doing that I think I could read and react to with a parry. But I'd have to... it's dicey.
Return from whence thou camest.
Yeah, if I move in on that, I can just die. Like, there was no appropriate dodge timing for that. That's the wrong place to be. Okay, I'm gonna try an adjustment so that I can see about maybe working parries back into the setup. So if I switch this off to... oh, I'm already wearing the Knight's Ring? Oh yeah, I can already do it because I'm wearing the Knight's Ring. We'll just put a round shield in the offhand, and we'll go down to one hand on the club, and now we can parry.
Return from whence thou camest.
Yeah, that particular attack I just don't have a good answer for. I'm bad at reacting to it. I'm just really bad at reacting to it. Oh my god. Because the answer is that I need to backroll it, probably, just with a very precise timing. Let's see. I can backroll half the stuff she does when she's in that stance, and I don't think I'll be punished for that. So maybe if I condition myself into back rolling every time she acts from that stance.
Return
Okay.
from whence thou camest.
So I think one thing I can do here, or one thing I can think to do, if I am beating her in a hit stun, I think I can try to parry her retaliation attack, and that might be the most consistent like option that's going on. So I just do like a club, and then maybe parry if she's something like that. And I think I might be able to just kind of buffer that in. That'll save me a lot on stamina. If it works, like that'll be incredible for what it gets me in this phase. And I have to be able to consistently beat this phase so that I can work on her other phases. I'm really hoping at this point that her movement is vaguely similar in the other phases. Yeah, that loosely works. The timing's a little off right now.
Return from whence thou
Problem
camest.
is, she will stand up about as fast as, like, if I need to Estus after the parry, I'm not going to be able to do so safely. So if I take damage going for the parry attempt, then I am going to need to, like, get away from her before I try to Estus. Because if I Estus and she stands up, I will be in a dangerous place, and my stamina has not come back in that scenario. Oh, crap. I think that may not hit right next to her, interestingly enough. Yeah, I got the parry again, but again, I took damage. Frostbitten again, great.
Return
Way too
from
early on the
whence
parry there.
thou camest.
But she used the attack that I thought she was going to. It seems as though in those scenarios, she's only really got one go-to. For like my hyper close proximity. I'm thinking that some of her other attacks may not actually hit right next to her. Because I know one of them whiffed a bit ago. Oh, I accidentally buffered in a kick. Slurp. That was a really nasty buffer dodge. There we go. Back to neutral state for the fight.
Return
Nope.
from whence thou camest.
So there's like a slight delay on the parry if she chooses to make a retaliation attack. But I'm not sure how much of a delay it is. I think I was too early that time. So I think she hit me after my parry was in its like decay frames. Now, one thing worth noting, I think there is a slightly better parry window on the shield that is specifically called the Buckler. I think it has the best one. but I think I need to change rings to use it. I will check at Firelink after this attempt. I still took damage. It's happening every time. That's behind. Oh, I thought I was going to be just outside it and then move in. I tapped forward a moment too soon and walked right into it. Got my face cut right in half. Okay, I'm going to go back to Firelink and check and see about getting a buckler. Actually, let me check my item box and see if I might already have one. No, I don't already have one. There should be one for sale at the Old Woman. It's probably pretty cheap too, which is good because I'm gonna have to like sell parts of gear or consume a soul to actually get it right now. Let's sell off something. I can sell off 10 of these. Actually, I could probably sell a lot of Titanite scales. I think Titanite scales might be technically limited. I don't know if you can farm them or not. Eastern Iron Shield, Leather Shield. Okay, so no, she doesn't have a shield that is the buckler. So I'm probably using my best option right now in terms of parry windows, parry frames. It's just very much confusing me that I am taking damage but getting the parry animation off. I think she's got some kind of double hitbox thing going on, where she's got like a magic damage hitbox and a physical damage. Maybe I need to use a shield with spell parry on it. The Sacred Bloom shield has spell parry. Let's muck with this. Now, I think spell parry still counts as regular parry for the purpose of actually getting parries on attacks. I'm not 100% on that. I think spell parry might only be able to parry spells. We will learn. We're going to figure this out. So that time, I lost more stamina than usual because the rate of the block values in the shield are worse. And I still took damage, so it's not a matter of parry versus spell parry. Yeah. I was better off with the round shield. But I'm also realizing the shield's statistics are coming into play. So I might actually just want to upgrade my shield. Yeah, an upgraded shield is going to make me take less damage and cost me less stamina every time I perform this sequence. That time she just darted away. Okay, there's the first phase. She has not been performing the same parryable action set after, like, the second half of the phase. Oh boy. That does look a lot like the Dark Sign. Oh, he's been shackled to the ground all this time? Oh boy. We're getting into it. This is the first time I've ever seen this cutscene. The Dark Souls world, fire is a weird thing. Fire does not necessarily, like, burning people doesn't necessarily kill them. It depends on the nature of the fire and the nature of the person. To possess an ember can make us healthier and stronger. Okay, so this is the phase 2, Father Ariandel and Frida. Now, he's a comin'. She's doing some simple stuff now. And he's kind of coming. Okay. The fire doesn't appear to hurt me, like the stuff on the floor, so I don't have to worry about that. That's good. Looks like these guys are just kind of going to make a mess, for the most part. Yeah, Ariandel is pretty not Ariandel. Frida is pretty docile in this phase compared to her regular fighting style. She changed her mind. Alright. Okay, so yeah, she kind of came at us near the end there. Alright. So during the second phase, I think having a shield out is going to be kind of meaningless, so we'll return to 2 hands on the weapon when we get there. This shield doesn't seem to matter much, so we're going to go back to the iron round shield. But now that we know that we want to upgrade this, let me run out for a bit to go gather some souls. What's an enemy that the game thinks is challenging that we can meaningfully kill and take down? We could kill some other things around here. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Great Belfry. I've got a few. I've got some unfinished business around here anyway. There's like a quest encounter here that I have not triggered, and I want to try and progress that. So we're gonna try and work on that for a while. Gonna use this with the Knight's Ring and the Hunter's Ring so that we can hold it. And I'm going to come back out over here and try to clear this direction again. For a moment, I dared to dream that there would be any fewer snake people. Oh, he's in a counter stance. I was about to run at him and get killed. Well, wasn't very different than what happened. Yeah, if I can't drop these guys within the space of like a single hit stun, it's really rough. I do need to figure out at some point where the lightning clutch ring is. I completely don't remember. I know where the fire clutch ring is, and I skipped it this run because I know I wasn't going to need it. Yep, I thought that might happen. I think I need to get back up to that peak over there. I might be wrong, though. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that shield upgraded so that when I make a mistake with the shield, I'm less punished. Thank you for joining me. Running into that attack for a moment. And let me actually equip gold pine resin real quick. Not dead. There's him. Large Titanite. Next. These guys are all worth quite a lot of souls. Just getting like a quick cool 10,000 just for hanging out. You know what? That's probably enough for the upgrading I need to do. For at least most of it. I don't think I'm going to take this beyond +6. Because Titanite chunks are still pretty valuable. I've only got 5 to sit on right now.
Oh, that crestfallen ass Hawkwood, he handed me this. He's changed a great deal since he left this place. Graven of face, he asked me to give it ye.
Hawkwood Swordgrass.
Well, now that that task is concluded, what would you have me?
That is important. I think that's something I was missing to trigger the quest I'm thinking about, and that only shows up after you've beaten the Nameless King, I believe. Anyway, shields. So before I do upgrades, let me see. There's higher stability on the Iron Round Shield, and higher physical and magical defense, lower lightning defense. So what we're getting out of this is stability, and that's all that increments. You get stability and physical attack power. Higher stability will mean that when we have a parry that goes a little off, we'll hold on to more of our, what's it called? We will lose less stamina on a mismatched parry. We're still going to take similar damage, though. There's nothing I can do about that. Let's see. As long as I'm here, is there anything else to do? I'll buy the washing pole because it's a one-off. Why not? Like, I could start collecting boss armors. Yeah, you can get the Nameless King's golden crown, as well as his dragon scale armor, his golden bracelets. Actually, the golden bracelets are really light. I think that's some of the only, like, actually light boss armor. The Xanthus set could be worthwhile. And the Sage's big hat is also usable. It's not that good, though. Honestly, collecting armor is just way cooler in Dark Souls 3, since you don't need to upgrade it. Oh, there's a little thing over in Ludleth's seat there. I think you can take back the transposing kiln and just hand it off. Oh no, you can just go back here to do transposition. Okay. Yeah. That is technically usable if I use 2 rings and hold it in 2 hands, or 3 rings and 1 hand. Ugh. Oh! I didn't know that was accessible in this game. Well, we'll take the prisoner's chain. I could also get Havel's ring. Could be useful. But this is the ring of the embedded from Dark Souls 2. Vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take more damage. Yeah, it takes our maximum HP from 400 to 550. It reduces our percentage equipment load, and we'll have more endurance, which could be useful. Let's try this out. I mean, this is such a mainstay in Dark Souls 2. Although you take more damage, with the additional health you have, it usually comes out about the same. So I think the question here is... Man, I didn't know that was there. The question is, do we still get one shot by that same attack? Alright, and we can change this back probably to the Flynn's Ring again. Or we can possibly use Lloyd's Shield Ring. I'll think about it. Okay, so for the first phase, we're going to use one hand on the mace. Second phase, we're going to try two hands on the mace. I think we want to focus most of our damage in the second phase on Father Ariandel. I didn't die! That's huge. Okay, I failed the parry. Okay, so that attack doesn't one-shot me anymore. That's going to be so nice. It's going to be so nice. It might one-shot me in phase 3, but that is a big deal. Also, it's not one-shotting me without the shield ring equipped. So, like, I still had the option of putting on the Lloyd shield ring. The thing is, in addition to getting the extra health out of the extra vigor, or vitality. I think it's vitality that gives health. Whichever, doesn't matter. Every level up in the game adds to your defense, and every stat boost adds to your defense. So we're also getting like plus 15 defense as like a derived stat. Took a hit, not dead. I took damage, but that's okay. She went into that retaliation a bit quicker than usual. She did it again. That time I had a buffer dodge and it almost killed me. But I'm not dead. I tried my luck to see if I could get in a backstab there. Didn't happen. That was too early on my attempt for the parry there. She did a very slow retaliatory attack that time. Some of her actions after I get a hit stun on her are a little... She's got some variance. It's hard. It's a little hard to figure out. Yeah, if I get hit by both of them, I'm still dead, of course. Like, I knew that was going to be the case. I didn't think I was quite that close, but I was. This gal's got some motor. She can motor. I don't know if her attacks have sweet spots or not. It's a good question. I know that was a thing back in Dark Souls 1. You'd have like boss sweet spots for bosses with polearms. Oh, it didn't roll. I didn't get out of it triggering running. It did like a skidding like run stop. You're, like, not quite able to turn on a dime. Yeah, that's what happened. And then I got murdered. Ugh. I wasn't sure if I would get enough distance by backpedaling, so I did a little more than usual there. It's a jump over. I'm figuring out what she's doing based on the shape of the snow cloud that she leaves behind when she jumps up. I didn't quite get the parry there. I'm still trading shots there. I have no idea if it's possible to do it any better, and I don't really care. I'm getting in a lot of damage. She wanted it there. She wanted me gone.
Return
Yeah.
from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
I was having a hard time just getting her to sit still for a sec. I am glad that I've been able to take the fight away from the point where I was trying to hit her before she swung. That was like that felt like a really random, kludgy way to try and manage the fight. It was also an option that I only had the ability to try because I was using a longer reach weapon. If you took like a spear to this weapon, you might have a completely different way of managing it. If she does a sidestep, it will usually take her long enough to start up another move that you can just cleanly use an Estus. I got tired of her nonsense for a bit there. I'm like, she just wants to hop around and be fancy? No. Give me a sec here. It's my turn to do an attack. Yeah, that parry looks completely clean to me, and my health bar just gets deleted. I'm gonna have to figure out why that is at some point. Still got a couple clean openings that I can work with. Alright, here's the second phase. So, they do share a health bar in this phase between the two of them, which is unique in terms of double fights. Now, the unfortunate thing about them is they have a very different, like, timing in terms of the way they're managing their attacks. So I'm not certain how to try to manage them. That attack is actually not a, it's not a line shot, it's like a three-pronged spray. Ah, he was actually still right on top of me. I might need to do some experimenting about the hitboxing for Father Ariandel, because I might be able to dodge towards him on some part of that, like, procession he's doing, and I have no idea. Yeah, the management for the second phase, there's a lot of possibilities. And I think right now, I really don't have an idea of how to approach it. And that's got to be the first step to figuring out what I'm doing here is, like, how do I go about strategizing this part of the fight? In a real dash-back mood. Oh, that still tagged me. That's too early. Oh, that's a little different. Ah, she did that quick retaliation thing. So I'm performing, I think, fairly well in the first phase. I'm not getting through the first phase every time, but I'm getting through the first phase often enough to start to learn things about the second phase. But getting through the first phase and knowing the patterns of the first phase are going to inhibit my ability to figure out the second phase a bit. I don't know. The second phase stuff looks very formulaic. Like, Father Ariandel's doing the same thing. Frida definitely has a lower moveset. Like, she's kind of acting like a zombie. That was a clean one. Okay, I have to do it really early, maybe? Because that was a super early parry that came out clean. That'll get her into next phase. Okay, got it. That's what he does when I get up in his face. I had to know. Because I haven't tried a close-up strat on Father Ariandel at all yet, so I had to know what would happen if I actually, like, stuck around near him. That bowl sweep dealt a crazy amount of damage for what it looked like it was going to do. But that's the start of it. So there are two things I can think of about that parry. One is I was slightly to the right of her, and the other is that I inputted way early. Now, being slightly to the right of her is super hard when I'm locked on. Ah, she covered the gap there. Yeah, I figured out a lot about the timing. And if I get a good one where I don't take damage, I can just kind of stand on her and set up for the next one. Yeah, it's just got to happen very early. Like, I have to start the parry at the start of her swing, and she'll, like, meet me in the middle. Ouch. That's gonna kill me? Nope, didn't kill me. Ouch. I dodged the bull drag. Fire Breath is a big opening to set up for. So he's got a double bowl slam. She's over here. That's a lava pour. Far away from that. I'm gonna call that the begging rush. That's obnoxious. Stop it! Jeez! Oh wow. I need to watch out for that attack. That could have killed me. Whatever it was. Vanish? Is that an over? Okay, nope. What are you up to, you old man? He's just walking around. Fire Breath. That's it. Both of you stand in the same spot for a moment. This is a good fight, man. Like, not in terms of my performance right now. I think my performance is whatever. But this fight is so epic. That's the lava drop. What are you up to? He is really far away. He's a-coming, though. Phase 3. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, I can show the cutscene again. Whew. bonfire. Only now the real fight begins. So that's the third phase, Black Flame Frida. Okay, so she had a long delay on that swipe with the cold there. And I noticed I got a Titanite slab the first time I killed Father Ariandel. That's kind of neat. Almost like a participation trophy. Like, alright, you've come this far. Here's your partial reward. That was a backstab angle. That's why I got that. Okay, she did a long, a slow retaliation, so my attack was, my parry was too early. What do you want to do now? That's a very weird angle for her to do that. She got confused by, like, a chair. Ah, that was a silly idea I had.
For that is thy place of belonging.
Yeah, so the second phase, there's definitely a lot to manage, but they're not doing terribly complicated things. And then the third phase just goes back to this boss gonna rush you. Now, I believe she's still going to be parryable in the third phase, but the Scythe Out Dragon she did is not parryable with the standard timing if that attack is parryable at all. I suspect that attack might not be parryable. Handily, though, that attack is not lethal. She'll, like, use it to lead into other stuff. Yeah, I think something about her attack allows late parries to work, but I have to be on it really early if I want to take no damage. I was confused. I'm like, she didn't go anywhere. What? She didn't do a leap. Then I screwed that up. Whew.
For that is thy place of belonging.
I done goofed on that one. Whew. So the fact that the third phase version of the boss also staggers the same way the first phase does fills me with powerful hope about how I can maybe get through this. But a lot of the damage I'm getting in the first phase is based on getting parries. I think the third phase might be like a really patient fight to do. So that'll be tricky. And I have no idea how much health bar she's going to have in the third phase. That wasn't a good parry? Okay. I thought I had that. Maybe I wasn't standing close enough to her. I have no idea where, like, the hitbox viability for the parry sits. Usually it's very generous in Dark Souls 3. Like, parries are good in Dark Souls 3. The other two SL1 runs I was doing, like, barely feature parrying at all. In the Dark Souls 1 run I was doing, probably about a month ago at this point, maybe more, basically, I only parry Gwyn. And that's up on YouTube if you ever want to, like, check it out. Too early. Slurp. That was too early, but I'm alive. That was a very, very late parry. That kind of thing I should not attempt. Yeah, naturally, after a fight where I make it into the third phase, after that, I'm going to be cursed for a bit. Yeah, I've got no idea what all the third phase can actually do, so that's going to be something. She was in no mood to hang out over here. Like, no, I'm going to run all the way over here. Yeah, she's definitely in a mood to just dash out. She's not trying to take retaliatory swings. She does not like me crowding her as though I'm the Dark Souls boss. That was too early on my parry attempt. She almost got me there. Ha! There we go. I thought I had her in one, but... Okay, here we go. Oh, I misjudged the distance on his slam there. I wanted to put myself just a little bit outside of that slam and then roll under him with the next slam, but didn't get it. I could also try applying a resin in the second phase if I wanted to, like, go through it faster. Frida is resistant to magic. Father Ariandel's vulnerable to a bunch of stuff. I think I'd probably go for fire damage, if anything. Still got the damage that time. Slurp. think you didn't hear me. Slurp. Over here. Oh, right, I was going to show off that cutscene. Shoot. I'll show off the cutscene next time. Good thing I rolled. It's fire breath. Oh, that's fire breath. I thought it was lava pour. His fire breath is really slow. I staggered him. Gotta get out of that before it bursts. I got frostbitten, unfortunately. Oh! Crap, she actually got me with that. Whew. Yeah, the second phase is feeling more ordinary now, so that's a good sign. I think this is still a fight that I'm probably gonna have to step away from, like digest some strats for, and really like pick apart before I'm able to get all the way through it. So I'm saying, just as a disclaimer, don't expect me to down this boss tonight. This is one of the hardest bosses in all of Dark Souls. I think after this, there are like 2 more bosses for Dark Souls 3 that people really talk about. And that would be Medear and Gail. She, her hitbox, her attack ended early because I collided with her, and she actually stopped there because she's following player rules. Which is super weird for a boss, but it's a thing. I hit stunned her by rolling into her, and it caused her to, like, stagger for a very, very brief moment and then do another attack. That's kind of a funny thing. Like, no other boss does that, because generally speaking, bosses aren't cloth-wearing melee characters. But what more appropriate encounter for SL1 adventures? Ow. No, I will drink. I guess I won't. Yeah, she caught on to me wanting to Estus there. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I can brute force this Estus. She's like, no, you can't. Don't do that. No good. All right, I guess I can't. I gotta dodge and stuff. You know. Try. Try hard. Oh, that still counted. I didn't think that was a good parry. I assumed I had just taken the hit. I would have to live with it. Above. With other weapon types, apparently you can like pancake this boss or send her flying. She has very normal hit reactions for being a boss. I keep forgetting that I'm going to show that animation. I don't really want Father Ariandel to be in a corner like that, because it's going to make it very difficult for me to avoid things like this Fire Breath setup if he gets in a corner. Because, like, from a management perspective of the fight, where he's, like, doing that at the wall, like, because usually I've been going up along the left to deal with that. Man, I could see that train wreck in slow motion. Like, ooh, if he does Fire Breath while he's sitting over there, that's going to be real bad, isn't it? Oh, look, he chose to do Fire Breath. Ew. Now, eating the Fire Breath didn't kill me, which is quite surprising. I thought that would be lethal. If she takes a step towards me while she's in Scythe Ready stance, it's usually an indicator she's going to do the double twirl. I don't know, like, how I don't know if that's a legitimate link in my mind or a little bit of superstition in motion. Invisible. Over there. Yeah. I went into a slow. I went into a parry there, but I was too slow, and I was still locked in the animation. Okay. Don't skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene. Oh, invisible there? That's really nice of you. Ow. There we go. Go. And that was a clean parry. Okay, I'm gonna let the cutscene play this time. Whew. This is pretty chilling. Just the howl out of Father Ariandel is amazing here. That shake. Oh man, I wanna shake the hand of the animator who did that, and just like pass him a crisp $10 bill, even if it means nothing compared to his salary. I just wanna give that. I wanna buy that man a hamburger. The enemy and boss design in the Dark Souls series is so great, and it's so spooky. Like, this guy here with this tiny head and these gangly limbs, and he's sitting in a chair that he's bolted to, that was bolted to the ground, but he's gonna pull himself out of those bolts and, like, crawl, fight after you with this bowl that he's holding dearly, and still be in the chair during the fight. Like, during the fight, he's on his knees in the chair that he's been bound to somehow. Sweep. I need to address my stamina. Frostbite is throwing me for a loop. He's doing a fire breath attack, but I'm just going to stay away. I accidentally kicked her instead of doing a real attack. Ah, shoot. Oh man, that's a really good question as to whether you're the good guy or the bad guy. It's basically like, sometimes it's up to you. You can do some truly mean or terrible things. I have not been killing any of the like protagonists or shopkeepers or things like that, but you can if you want. I would say rather than that, in Dark Souls you are a force of nature. You are an inevitable kind of being. The world and the setting of Dark Souls persists in a cycle of death and rebirth, and you are part of that cycle, and you are helping that cycle to occur. A lot of the people you are beating in Dark Souls are standing in the way of that cycle, either because they wish to live, like perhaps even forever. They wish to maintain their glory or empire, or instead because they've forgotten their purpose, and lost their minds. It seems to me that what has happened here is that Sister Frida has kind of puppeteered Father Ariandel and the people of this place to make this a place of rest for them. And this is what the location we're in right now is the painted world of Ariandel. it is a painted world rather than the real world. So it's this sequestered space that is supposed to be free of like certain strifes or dangers. But I think largely we are holding to the notion, and the reason why we're here is that we don't approve of an escape from reality. And indeed, some of the denizens here have asked us to free them and to give them the promise of fire. Fire is, by many accords, hope. But fire is a lot of things in Dark Souls, as I said. Fire is disparity. Fire is the ability for life and death to both exist as part of a necessary cycle. So rather than good or evil, I would say that we are fire and we are change. Oh, I actually got staggered by him slamming the bowl there. Didn't know that was a thing. Now I know. This is going pretty well so far, but I could die any moment. Yeah, his Beggar's Rush only affords him 3 moves forward, and the last move is pretty slow. Alright, so now we get to see the third phase for the second time. I have to watch her for a while here. Okay, so she's still gonna do this. I got a hit in. Oh, wow, she can do that really just, like, out of nowhere. And she can do that while invisible? I definitely need to not let her get off an invisible attack here. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Oh. Yeah, you don't actually get a cutscene on that phase transition. It just happens in the moment. Okay, so that's a lot of dangerous attacks. Yeah, so she's still using invisibility in her third phase, and that still represents in a lot of ways the best time for us to kind of go at her. We definitely have the ability to apply a buff during the phase transition. I think the ideal buff is probably Karthus Rouge. That was a late parry, but it still worked. Yeah, that wasn't a stun, that was just a straight-up grapple attack. But the fact that she has a grapple attack that, like, comes out of a dash is rough. Oh, man. I almost failed to stop that attack, and that attack is lethal. That was a bad parry attempt. So it seems like the third phase, she's going to be very good at applying Frostbite to us, and that might be just a reality, something that we have to deal with. Because she's throwing out those frost spray attacks like it's nothing in that third phase. She literally does it with a wave of her hand. That's kind of the way the endgame of Dark Souls 3 compares to the endgame of like Dark Souls 1. The endgame of Dark Souls 1, you've got Gwyn, who is definitely a guy. He is a dude who attacks you with a sword, and like that's ultimately pretty straightforward. Whereas Fried and Gail are like flinging around all sorts of nonsense during their fights. I haven't done the Gale fight, but I've seen some clips. There was a guy online who was like, hey, I'm gonna beat Gale in a different way every day until Elden Ring, the new Dark Souls game, comes out. He was at it for a while, but I don't know if he's still doing that. If he is, he's just not getting upvotes on Reddit anymore. Okay, have fun. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you want to go invisible. There's phase 1. Wish me luck. Oh, whoops. No good. Cool, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think this particular stream, I'm seeing 5 concurrents, so that's definitely going to help my numbers. That being said, I think I need to have an average that is either notably higher than 3 for not that long, or consistently just a little bit higher. 'Cause, I streamed for like, I think I got in like 1,000 hours last month or something. So it takes a lot to pull up the averages if I'm doing that much streaming. Oh, that was bad.
Whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
All right. Let's see. I want to try to push myself to stay on it for about another 40 minutes to make a 3-hour total sit-down. So around 11-ish or so, I'll be aiming to wrap up, I think. Oh, no, it's earlier than I thought. I thought I started at 8. I guess I started at 7 something. 7 and change. Why did I roll in there? I already know that's a bad thing to do. I've kind of gotten to the point of understanding the fight well enough that if I don't focus, I'll just start doing stuff for not really any reason. Just like the brain shutdown moments. Do something obvious, like jump at me or go invisible, or do this. This is fine. Ah, I thought that parry was okay, but I guess not. If I want to go for a parry, I really do have to start, like, moving myself around her. I think what's happening is, I'm either hitting the parry... I don't know what is happening with the timing exactly that makes it work differently when I stand a little bit to the right and makes it safe. I think that I think that when I stand a little to the right, I'm like weirdly parrying the attack with my main hitbox outside of the attack's location, and that's why I take no damage when I do it that way. That's a super easy option to drink. Just too early on the parry. Oh. That was a little odd. No, it was that attack. I couldn't tell because Father Ariandel got in the way. I've used a lot of Estus at this point. Oh, she's over here. Yeah, anytime she leaps back, that's a free drink. If I need it. I tried to see if she would do something and went for the parry. Stupid early. It's a bad idea. That'll phase her. I've definitely used more S's than I want to at this point. Slurp, 2 hands, pine resin, onward we go. 1, 2, 3. I am out of stamina entirely. He's just moving. Single slam. I didn't know about that move. Oh, I was still in the hitbox for his slamming there. I thought I was at a fine place, but I guess not. I think he probably hit me with his elbow. I wouldn't be surprised if that's got some hitbox on it. Like, I'm never gonna be quiet about Dark Souls 2. If he was a Dark Souls 2 boss, he'd have 4 times as much hitbox on him. Oh, I moved in too soon. Yeah, I haven't successfully punished that attack before, so part of me is thinking, like, maybe I can. Oh, that was a silly reaction. Oh, ha! That's funny. I forgot to equip my shield, so that was the war cry ability from the hammer, or from the mace. I forgot to change back. Whee! Excuse me. Will I get the formulaic phase 1 that I want? Not if I do that. I assumed she was going invisible, and that's a bad assumption. Because both of them look like a ground swipe thing. I think one of them is a forehand swing, the other's a backhand, or something like that. But that's not the kind of distinction I can, like, visually make in short order. Shame, because like there's so much time to deal with that attack, and I'd have a safe drink. I'd have an easy dodge and a safe drink, but nope. I risked it all. I'm trying to fight her over in these areas that are out of the sunlight, like in the back. There's a hole in the roof and it's sunlit. I'm trying to fight her back over here because I think it's more visually distinct. I find it harder to perceive some of what she's doing over in the snow patch. So the fact that she goes invisible and that stuff she's doing is a callback to Crossbreed Priscilla, the original boss of a Painted Realm back in Dark Souls 1. That boss also has an invisibility mechanic, where they vanish and come back, and I think that boss also wields a scythe. Because of the cyclical nature of the Dark Souls world, there are a lot of instances with characters who inherit the traits of prior characters and things like that. And it's not necessarily through direct relation, but through the idea that there is an aspect of these powerful souls that is eternal. Let me reset a bit. I've not been managing this fight well. Now, Priscilla is more genuinely invisible, and it's a bigger part of her fight. She hardly has any attacks that are fast or anything like that. That was not a good parry? Come on. Uh-oh. I'm kind of in a corner for this. Ooh, that was a really hasty dodge. I barely had the time to dodge again. I thought I would back up enough, but I ran into a wall instead. Man, I am zoning out. Once you figure out her, like, bigger vulnerabilities, this first phase turns into a lot of waiting when she doesn't choose to do a parry setup like that. So there are some times where she chooses to do a parry setup, I trade a bit of Estus, I get to do the fight faster. And there are times where she just makes me wait a lot. I am glad that didn't hit me. And I don't feel it hit me because I made the right choice or anything. That's the bull sweep. I don't know. Okay, there she is. Thankfully, the hitboxes on Father Ariandel are, like, not persistent at all. The third slam of his begging crawl is also quite slow. Oh, I actually walked into the explosion on that one. It's real bad for my health. Yep. And I was still in a tough spot when I tried to do that heal. Yeah, I was going too early to try to punish her. And I still actually need to focus my attacks on Father Ariandel through that whole phase. Even if he like crawls off into the middle of nowhere, it's probably still better for me to focus my punishes and attacks on him. He just takes more damage. He takes more damage, he moves around less, so he's easier to land subsequent hits on, and he's got a stagger mechanic that is actually like giving me a critical option. And I didn't actually take the critical option there because Frida was casting a healing spell, or whatever else that miracle does. I have no idea. Yeah, I haven't let her complete that miracle just yet, so I don't know what it actually does. Well, she started on it once, but it didn't appear to do much. It might have been doing like a heal over time. I think that's probably what it is. There we go. Good safe heal. Oh, I was not out of range. I think it's really cool that she has an invisibility trick. The phase 1 version of it is super fair. I'm assuming the phase 3 version is also super fair. I just don't understand the mechanics for it yet. And it's going to be tricky to learn. Oh man, I dodged back into the range of the thing. Which is a little bit of a risk since she's like moving around, so it's going to disorient your camera a little bit. Whew. Frostbitten or no, I'm gonna hit you. Take that. Please let me have my stamina back. There we go. Overhead. So is anybody else in the chat hype about Arcane? It came out at like just 7 p.m. After this, I'm watching Arcane and eating cookies. No question. What do you want to do over there? Come on. I swear, the fact that she's not giving me parry opportunities anymore, I feel like she learned between fights. I know that the truth is that I learned something, and so something I'm doing differently has changed her behavior. But it definitely feels like Sister Freed figured out that I'm going to punish her for doing retaliatory attacks. Take that. Okay, there's the second phase. Okay, so my startup for this has been basically the same every time, which is between his second and third bowl sweep, I'm trying to get into position. that's 4 every time. I needed to go through his legs there. I kind of knew that was what was going to happen. Like, after I did the dodge, I'm like, oh, this timing is awful. I'm totally getting slammed. But if I'd gone through his legs, I think that might have worked. There's so many enemies I've fought where, like, I'm not able to go through the legs. I'm, like, taking it out of my repertoire. Whereas in Dark Souls 1, it's, like, the only thing you do. By this point in Dark Souls, they generally punish you for it, because they know it's boring. They don't want that to be first order optimal strat. There we go. Get back up to your old habits, gal.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
Go back to your home country. Ay, ay, ay. I had my mother visiting on Friday, and I'm super into politics. So I was commiserating with her for a bit about how terrible Terry McAuliffe's campaign was here in Virginia. That dude ran an awful campaign. His ads were, like, bland and didn't, like, talk about any policies. She was talking about how in the debates she could hardly tell what they were after, what they were on about. And I was like, yeah, they could have talked about this, this, or that. Democrats have had so many wins in Virginia in the last couple of years. There's, like, so many topics you can get into about all the things that have been done. But McAuliffe didn't sell it because he's like, there's no idea how to sell what we're doing. And he doesn't want to sell anything progressive because he's not progressive. And that's a way to give up the game. Alright, there's phase 1. So I want her sweep to be over here. I didn't roll correctly. I got snagged on his hitbox a little bit, so I didn't get my full roll distance on that. Yeah, I think the go right, I think the fake right, go left option is not great there, so I'm not gonna try that again. I'm gonna do what I was doing before, which is like sticking on the left, rolling behind him after the second or third slam, depending on spacing. So part of my game plan here is basically she's not going to do the delayed sweep from nothing. So I can do the parry time after she's dashed. I can do the parry timing as though she's going to do something fast. And that'll either happen or she'll just like dash again. Generally speaking. That was a really that dodge like grew a beard between the time I hit the button and it actually happening. Like that dodge was deposited in the bank and gained interest. If that dodge was a loaf of bread, I'd have to throw it out. I don't know how many more ways I can say that I input that dodge like a full several seconds before it actually started to happen as a buffered input.
Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging.
That dodge moved out the house and got a wife and kids. It's off doing its own thing. It's happier now. I need to figure out how to put button input displays on screen so that I can like demonstrate in a compilation how many times this has killed me and how many times this has come in handy. Because there are a lot of cases where genuinely I want to buffer inputs and it's useful. Sometimes you do have to do things like as fast as possible coming out of a dodge. Or you need to input like a few things in sequence. I think the most common is you need to dodge with the shortest possible delay after completing a swing. And that's a good time to input buffer a dodge. The thing is, buffering a dodge out of hit stun is usually just bad. Okay, that was super early. I won't die there, happenstancedly. There's some of those there where I like make a mistake and it's like, I won't die there, but not for lack of trying. No, she's over here. Okay, I got through with only, what, they used 3, 4 Estus? That's alright. One. Ow. Freed, no. I thought that dodge was too early to live. That's a 4? Yeah. Stop it. Get back to fighting. Whoa. Oh my god, I'm alive? That's surprising. Oh, I actually got trampled. So apparently that can happen. That's her going for the miracle. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Ah ha ha ha! I got stuck on his legs! The legs! Alright. That's gonna be it for me for now. I'm gonna take a break and chillax and enjoy my evening. I hope you all do the same. This has been Jupiter Exile. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Until next we wander, good night.